What's up, bitches? Well, I'm a little frustrated because I started another video, but my phone overheated, and I really don't feel like picking up where that video left off. Um, so I am just going to make this quick because my phone's at 26%, and I feel like if I plug it back in, it's just gonna overheat again, which is stupid. Um, but I'm making a video just because I've been wanting to make a video the last couple of days, but every time I get home, I've just been so busy with my new job, and my schedule is changing up because I feel like I have to alter things because I'm getting up at like 5 now to go to work, which is a big difference from the 9 a.m. that I was used to just waking up at and then going to drive Uber. So I have much less time now with this job, and it's kind of hard to figure things out, um, schedule wise. But anyway, it's Friday and it's 11:30. Bitch, I started the last one at 10:30. um, but I guess I'll kind of say the same stuff I said in the last video I made. Just kind of recapping things for the day. So today I actually drove a truck, like actually, because that's what I've been training to do, um, and it was a lot. It really was a lot. I've had a different trainer for the last couple of days. Well, my first few days, and he's been really cool, really nice. I've been really grateful for him because he's really patient and understanding. And today was my first time with a different trainer because he had to go test with somebody. Um, so I got a new dude, and this new dude, no complaints. He was actually really patient with me too, which I was grateful for, and he was nice. Um, but he's not the last guy. And so anyway, with the last guys, the first trainer's name was Scott. Dead ass can't even remember the second trainer's name. I kind of feel bad about it, um, but with Scott let me figure out how to shift, upshift and downshift for 2 hours on a secluded road 2 days ago, and that is the only experience whatsoever that I have driving trucks. And this company is apparently the only company that anybody knows of that only has manual transmission trucks and semis. Every other place apparently has automatic trucks. I didn't fucking know that. I didn't know that that was the thing. And so essentially, I'm learning the most difficult of most difficult ways to drive a truck. And I'm doing it for my Class A, which is the highest tier, um, most complicated whatever. Once I get this Class A, I can do anything with the CDL essentially. And they're teaching me how to drive it manual, which I was told today no other company whatsoever will require of me at all. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, why not? But anyway, I'm making this video today because I just want to say that I'm proud of myself, and I kind of wanted to share some experiences that I've had the last couple of days, um, because today I really challenged myself to learn new things and to do new things. And like I said, with Scott, I had some really basic introductory, lessons, lesson on how to shift, and I didn't do a good job. I was literally figuring out how the fuck to do it, for 2 hours. And with this guy today, we went to the job site. He took the first load, and then once he was done dumping the first load, he's like, "All right, you're gonna drive now." And I'm like, "What? Like, nigga, I don't know how to drive. I have 2 hours, and he wants me to drive on the road, bro." Like, what are you talking about? But I was like, that's what I'm here for. I'm literally here to learn how to do this, to get my CDL, and I have to start at some point, you know. And so I didn't argue like all day today. I just didn't fucking argue with the dude, and so I got into the driver's seat and I started driving, and it was rough. It's fucking rough. I didn't do a good. I mean, I feel like I did a pretty decent job overall for having 2 hours of experience, but you know, I I grinded the gears a fuck ton, and I stalled the truck on the road a lot, and you know, props to the trainer because the dude was patient with me, but I could see after a couple of hours because I mean we took 7 loads throughout the whole day, and I did 4 of them, you know, there and back, you know, and um, both times driving on the road, you know, empty and with 23 tons of asphalt in the back, you know, and yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of, you know, energy. There's a lot that goes into it, more than you would fucking imagine. When it comes to driving a truck, like you have to figure out when to shift and have your gears at the right RPM and be going at the right speed, and it's a double clutch, and so you have to be able to clutch and be smooth and feather your clutch, and when it comes to dumping, you have to remember the order of the buttons and know how to open up the gate and reverse and back up to a paver and lift up your load and communicate with the dude that's sitting in the chair while you're controlling shit with your feet, while you're controlling shit with your hands. And it's just so much more than you would ever imagine um, you'd have to do to drive a goddamn truck. And not to mention all of the paperwork in between everything and the updating the apps, the multiple apps that you have to update frequently after you do essentially anything. It was a lot, but I did it. I did it, and you know, after like the second or third load, the instructor was like, "Do you want me to, you know, go back?" Because I could tell he wanted to just do it because he's like, bro was stressed. He wasn't saying shit. And like I said, props to him for not losing his shit. And but I could tell like after an hour or two of me driving, everything was just this. It was all this. It was all. And I'm like, bro, you did this to yourself, dog. But you know, and I also want to give myself props because I didn't. It was really hard to not get in my emotions about things and to not feel like I was doing a bad job. Um, I don't like disappointing people, and I don't like frustrating people, and I always feel like it reflects on me anytime I'm not doing a good job. And so I had to use a lot of energy most of my day just reminding myself that it's okay that I don't know what I'm doing, and it's okay that I'm not doing the best, and it's okay that he's getting frustrated and upset, and that doesn't mean that I have to be mad at myself. Those are really hard things for me to understand. And so that was taking a lot of energy out of me too. But I I did it, and you know, once he asked me if he wanted to if I wanted him to drive, because he's like, I don't care, but obviously he fucking cares. He's like, just let me do it. But I was like, I wanted him to do it, you know? I'm fucking tired and I'm exhausted and I'm scared of every fucking thing that I'm doing. I'm fucking horrified of everything. Like, I'm horrified of everything. And so because of that, I was like, I should probably just keep doing it, you know, because I'm scared, and it's good for me to challenge myself and show myself that I can do hard things. Um, and so I just kept driving, you know, even though I really didn't want to. And anyway, it ended up being a 12-hour day, and I took 4 of the 7 loads um, to and from the load site. And anyway, I was proud of myself. I mean, all day I wanted to fucking cry. um, I've kind of gotten into the habit of just crying when I get into my car after work, just because, and it's even like on good days, I just feel like I need to release my emotions. And I've been ending the day at like 3 or 4 most of the time this week, and around that time I just really wanted to break down and cry, but we were still going, we were still working, and so I couldn't really do that, and I had to like keep myself together. Um, but anyway, I finished out the day and I did a good job, and I challenged myself. And I broke down on my way home, which has kind of just been my routine. Has just been crying on my way home, from anything that I go to do, essentially. But I'm doing it. Is what matters. I'm doing the thing. Um, so yeah, I did that, and um, they were making it sound like we were gonna get off at fucking 10 or something like that today, because they just kept saying we're gonna go so late, and I've been making a point of trying to find activities to do, so that I'm not just staying at home, and and I got an advertisement for some. It's hard to even explain, but it was like it's advertised as like a god worship rally thing in the state capitol, at the state capitol building in Salt Lake. And that intrigued me. That was a couple days ago, and it intrigued me because it didn't say nothing about Jesus. It wasn't a praise Jesus, Jesus, Jesus this, Jesus that, because those are the things that usually just kind of turn me off. And I was really intrigued that it only kept talking about God, and I was all like, all right, maybe I'll find some more like-minded people, that are, trying to have a relationship, or more of a spiritual, connection, as opposed to like a religious connection. And so that's something I wanted to do, and it sounded like halfway through the day I wasn't going to make it because that was at 6. But we ended up getting off at 6:30, and so I was all like, I still got time, and so I went home and I changed, and I drove to the state building, and it was hard. I, for the first time, went, and did something by myself. If you heard my last one, I went and I did the poetry night, and that was my first time ever going somewhere alone. And so I was like, all right, well, we did it. We went someplace alone, so let's keep. Now that we've done it, like, let's keep the momentum and keep moving. Um, and so yesterday, I actually found something online. Um, it was a part of Meetups, which I didn't know, which is like an app, but I didn't know that's the website I was on. I was just looking at stuff, and I found something that these two dudes put together at Liberty Park, where they just had like an open invitation to have people come and play sports. And yesterday, I went, and man, I just can't even explain. Like, I'm so sad going to these things. I'm so sad on my way there. I feel really insecure and really small, um, going to do these things, especially because I don't know anybody, and just feels really taxing, emotionally. But I went yesterday, and I saw them, and I was like, I was just scared, and so I just did the loop, like the 10-minute loop around the park, and then finally I parked, and I was like, just go, and I walked up, and long story short, it went well. The I got My words are hard today. I've done a lot of stuff, so my brain's kind of fried. But I joined into like a volleyball game that they had, and I tossed a frisbee around with these two people that knew each other from church, and I played something called CrossNet, and I was actually like, there were probably like maybe 20 people there, 20-25 people there maybe. Um, but I was like the only one that was really like talking. Like, I can be outgoing, and when I joined the volleyball game, nobody was saying nothing. Like it was like a gang of introverts, and there were like two people that were like talking. And to me, it's not hard to talk around people. It's not hard to be social, you know. And so I'm sure, like I kept getting the feeling that people felt like I'd been to this thing a million times because of the way that I was talking about. Like I've never been here, you know. I've never done this. Um, but that went well. It was fun, and I didn't really make any friends, but I did talk with people, and I was social, and so um, you know, I feel like that went well for the most part. Of course, when I got into my car and I I started driving home, I fucking cried my eyes out because I'm back to being alone and back to doing, you know, back to going to my house. And you know, it's hard. Like every one of these things that I'm doing, I go and I give it my best, and then I just go home and I fucking cry, you know, because it's not easy and it doesn't feel good. Um, but I'm fucking doing them, you know. I'm doing them. I'm doing them. So anyway, I went to this rally, and I pulled up, and when I pulled up, there was just, I don't know, hundreds of people there. Um, but it was much different than I thought it was gonna be. The advertisement really made it look like there would be, I don't know, activities going on, or you know, people talking and socializing and stuff. And it seemed to be a pretty straightforward, like, Christian rock performance type of thing. Um, I pulled up and there were some tents, like, you know, those, like, you know, pitch up tents, whatever, and the banners said, uh, "Let's worship." And then there were big crosses on them, and I was like, oh, I was like, fuck. And I rolled my window down, and and I like to listen to what was going on, and there was just a dude just yelling about Jesus, and Jesus loves you, and he's your best friend, and put your hands up in the air for Jesus, and everybody repeat after me. And then he'd start praying, and everybody would repeat what he was saying. And I was like, but I was there, you know, and I kind of had a pep talk with myself. I'm like, bro, just give it a shot, and you know, if give it, you drove here, give it 15 minutes, whatever, and if in 15 minutes, um, you know, you don't like it, you don't have to stay. But I gave it a shot, and I parked, and I hopped out, and um, yeah, it wasn't a very social type of thing. It was like pay attention to the dude up front, you know. Um, so I kind of weaved my way through some people, and I ended up chilling on the stairs on the way up to the Capitol, um, that were behind the band that was performing, because I can't do loud music. Like, it shit hurts my ears. Like, concerts too, I can't fucking do it. It's just way too much standing in front of a speaker with a dude screaming at you and blaring, and you know, somebody smacking drums, and it's too much. So anyway, and I just felt safer not being a part of the crowd and kind of just chilling on my own. And so I tried to have my little moments. You know, I cried while I was there by myself, and and I just kind of tried to take in all the people around me that were freely, um, you know, practicing their beliefs, and it was nice to see, you know, but it just wasn't really super my thing, and I was really hoping I'd be able to like meet people and socialize, but people weren't talking. Everybody was paying attention to the band, and also the band. I think I was there for 15 and 20 to 20 minutes. They did, it was like they weren't playing music. It was just the dude kind of preaching, and they were playing the same song for the whole 15-20 minutes that I was there. Just like prolonging it and stretching it out, but it was the same beat the entire time. Um, Anyway, it just didn't end up really being my thing. Um, and so I hopped on my phone, and, um, you know, yesterday because of the the meetup at Liberty Park playing sports, I found out that what I was doing was finding things on Meetup. I didn't know that's what I was using, and so somebody kind of explained to me how Meetup works, and I was like, okay, that sounds like it could be good for me, and I can find people that have similar interests. So I signed up for some stuff yesterday, and I I just opted in on some events that sounded good, and there were two that were happening today, tonight. But I was like, I was trying to choose between the three things, and I was like, let's try the God thing first because that sounds like it could be a good fit for me, and I'd prefer to do that if I can find friends that I put that one first. I was like, let's try that one, and it didn't really work. And so while I was there, I was like, the night's not over. I could try some other stuff, and so um, it was like 7:40, and at 8 o'clock, there was speed dating, which sounded really intriguing to me. Like for me, it's really hard to meet girls and to be able to talk with girls, and I don't know where to do it, and so speed dating sounds like the perfect thing. But the hang up with that one to me was that it was online, and if they were doing it in person, I would have been all about it. But I don't know, something about it being online just kind of felt, I don't know, removed from what I kind of want to do. I want to connect with people and I want to be with people. And so, and the other thing is that they apparently do that every weekend. And so I was like, I can just catch that next weekend. The other thing um, that I had like signed up for was also at 8, and that was a West Coast swing like beginners class. Um, and so my ex really, I guess, enjoys dancing and West Coast swing, and she just loves to dance and she's really good at it. And when we were together, I mean, just in general, I'm kind of a really insecure person, and just listening to her and how much she enjoys dancing with certain people and how much she loves it just made me feel insecure because I was like, I don't know how to dance. And I mean, whenever you learn to dance or you do any sort of dancing, the guy leads. The guy has to essentially really be the good one. And she told me she's not even good at dancing, but she's really good at following. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Anyway, we ended up doing one dance thing um, while we were dating, and we went to like a salsa, or yeah, it was like salsa and bachata, which are like two dances that I know a little bit. Um, but I was still, I mean, even after we did that, I was feeling really, really insecure, because I'm not good, and I feel like as nice as people are, like nobody really wants to do anything with like somebody who's fresh, like just beginning. I mean, literally anything. Fucking driving a truck or learning to dance, or she was teaching me how to skate too, and she was really good at that. And as much as I enjoyed it, it's like it's not as fun going with somebody who's like literally, it's like trying to go on a walk with a newborn baby that's figuring out how to use their legs. It's like you can be nice and patient, but it's not the same thing as going with somebody who knows what they're doing. So anyway, she always talked to me um, about West Coast swing and how much she liked it and stuff, and I was always just too insecure to give it a shot. Um, but I found an advertisement or a group or whatever that said there was a beginners class, and it was actually at the place that she likes to go to dance. That she told me about. We actually went there once for an event, not a dancing event, but for something else. Um, and so I was like, fuck it, like I want to learn to dance. I still want to learn to dance. I want to get good at it. I want to get good at things. So I decided to go to that, and a lot of, I guess, mixed emotions. I'm proud of myself for going, because it, again, it was like going to something all alone, you know. I got back in the car after the God rally, and I fucking cried on the way to the dance thing, you know. But once I got there, you know, again, just like, all right, I'm here, I'm doing the thing. And so I went to the class, and I mean, the class to begin with, once I walked in, there were no girls. It was just like five other dudes that didn't know each other, that were all sitting far apart, that were all like in their 30s, 40s, 50s, you know. Um, and it felt embarrassing to me to be there. But I was like, fuck, we're here, you know, let's fucking do it. And so, thankfully, you know, after a little bit, more people started coming in and more females started coming in. Um, I was by far the youngest one there. All the females that showed up were 40, 50, 60. They were the older ladies for sure. But but I was like, you know, we're learning something new. So in the spirit of you know, trying new shit, because that's what I've been on. Um, you know, I just did it, and um, they taught us the basic footsteps and then some like three moves, you know. Um, and then after that, they took the intermediate class that was next to us, and then the beginners class, and then they opened up the floor in between them, and they just had everybody dance. Um, and that was hard for me, because I didn't know anybody, but I was like, all right, well, we can't just take the class to do the steps and then not try to dance, you know. So I asked a lady that was fucking 60 or something like that to dance with me, um, and I did so bad. It was honestly really embarrassing, because everybody else was dancing, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it was the really long day and all of like the mental exhaustion from just doing stuff all day and trying to remember everything about driving and whatever. But once I started playing the music, I just lost everything. Absolutely everything. I didn't know the steps anymore. I didn't know the basic steps, and I had to like pretty much ask her to like reteach me, and it was rough. Let me tell you, it was rough. I didn't catch on, and she tried to help me learn for like 2, 3 songs, but it just got to the point where I felt so awkward, and I was just really embarrassed that like I didn't even remember the damn steps, not even the fucking moves, but the steps, you know. That I was like, thank you for trying to help me. Cause she knew what she was doing. I'm like, just please go dance with somebody else. Like I'm not gonna get this. So thank you for being patient with me and trying. Just go. And and I just sat down and I watched people dance. And I was, I really wanted to leave, really, really badly. Um, but I was like, like try again, just try again, give it another shot. Like, but it was really hard because that was just really embarrassing. She was trying to help me for like 6, 7 minutes, and I couldn't get it. Um, but anyway, the instructor, the lady that taught the class, ended up coming up to me because she saw that I was like, you know, just off on my own, and she's like, "Do you want to dance?" And I was like, "I don't know if you want to dance with me, girl." I don't know. But anyway, I was like, "Fuck it, we got it. Let's give it another shot. You know, let's give ourselves another shot." And so I got up to dance with her, and um, and it went better because she's the instructor, and I was able to do like one or two moves, um, but it was still really really rough, and I was really forgetting the basic steps and everything. Um, but I was appreciative that she came up and talked with me, and that she asked me to dance, and you know, I told her and the other guy, because he came up to us while we were talking, the other dude that was the instructor, that like I want to keep coming and I want to get better, um, and yeah, I mean, like I said, I know bachata and I know salsa a little bit, and I honestly feel like knowing those things really jacks up my brain trying to figure out West Coast swing, because the steps just, there's like 8 steps in West Coast swing as opposed to the 3 steps in bachata and the 4 steps in salsa. It's like really hard to wrap my head around and to like undo what I naturally want to do. Um, but anyway, I kind of hung around and I watched, and it makes me insecure watching other people dance, because I'm like, how are you this, like, everybody's just so smooth, everybody's like butter, nobody trips, no, everybody's doing like crazy cool shit, and I'm like literally trying to remember 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3, like. But it was fun watching other people. I get why M really likes to do it, why M likes watching it too, because it's fun watching other people. But anyway, I was like, okay, I after I was done with her, I grabbed my shit and I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. And I started going for the door, and I was all like, I really don't want to try again. But I was like, that, I feel like that just means that I have to, like, I really should try again. So I was all like, just ask another girl. And again, I don't have any confidence and I don't know the actual steps. And it literally, everybody fucking there knew how to dance. Everyone there knew how to fucking dance. But I was all like, just try. And so, there were a couple girls that I could tell kind of wanted me to ask them, that were closer to my age because they were in the intermediate class. But I was just too nervous because I watched them dance and they know what the fuck they're doing, and I have literally no clue what the hell's going on. To the point where I'm like standing there trying to go, okay, 1 2, not even paying attention to the music. But anyway, like one of them came up and I was like, just ask. And so I asked her, and she was, I don't know, maybe I feel she was kind of like weird, but I could feel like she was gonna tell me like, this song's about to end, let's wait for the next one. But she was just like, yeah, whatever. And I literally danced with her for like 30 seconds, and I just tripped over myself and fucked up the steps and did a bad job, and then the song ended and I was all like, okay, thanks. And she was like, thanks, okay, bye. um but after that, I was like, okay, I danced with 3 girls. I tried with 3 girls. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. And so I got in my car and I cried myself all the way home. But anyway, um, I just wanted to make this video cause, cause I'm trying. I am fucking trying to do my best and to put myself out there and to do new things and to do challenging things that I don't want to do. And I feel like I'm building my confidence through all of the tears that I just keep letting go of. I'm having a rough time, and I don't feel very good, and I feel very lonely, and this isn't easy, and I don't feel like I'm very good at any of the things that I'm doing, and that's always really hard for me because I want to be good, and it's embarrassing for me to not be good at things. And it just brings up a lot of insecurities for me of not being good enough, or not being what somebody wants, or just things like that. And so I guess I just wanted to make this video because despite the way that I'm feeling and how life is going for me, and how little I'm enjoying the things that I'm putting myself through, I'm still doing it. And I'm trying to do it out of love for myself, because I just want to show the little kid inside of me that I care enough to
try to give him what he wants and to try to help him. Um, and I'm really hoping that if I just keep with doing what I'm doing and trying to meet new people and go out and have a social life and maybe meet a girl or something like that, that eventually it's gonna happen. That God will have mercy on me and that things will get easier. Uh, I'm not enjoying this. It's very rare for me that I really enjoy life, to be honest. Um, but I'm trying to do things that will help me enjoy life. Because they're things that I want to do, but I'm really scared of doing. Um, I truly hate being alone. Um, it's really hard for me, and I don't know. Um, I don't know what it is. I'm like trying to figure it out. I have a a trip up to Montana with my friends planned next week, and I'm gonna take mushrooms, and I feel like that's something I'm gonna really try and focus on. Because I really don't enjoy being alone, and I don't know if there's something wrong with me because I don't like to be alone. Um, I don't know what's up. I don't know what the problem is. Um, but I'm doing my part. I'm doing what I can now to learn to be alone, to know how to be alone, and how to try and mitigate these feelings by being social and being with people and trying new things and trying to make friends. I mean, it's fucking hard to do. Everybody has their friends already, you know? Um, and it's not easy to put yourself out there or to get rejected or to fail. But I feel like this is the only way that I'm going to be able to change my life because this has been my life forever and I have felt alone forever. And um, again, like, I don't know if that's a problem. I don't know if it's an issue that I don't like to be alone, you know? Everybody feels lonely, but I feel like some people are good at just accepting it and being that way. And for me, when I'm alone, I just don't feel good, you know? And I don't know if that means that I don't like myself or if I don't think I'm a good person or I don't know what the fuck that means. But it's really hard for me to just be by myself. I just want somebody to love and I want somebody to want to be with me and I want somebody to spend time with and I don't know if God separated me from Emily because of that fact that I just don't know what's wrong. Um, but I'm trying to figure it out. So I just wanted to share and just recap this day because again, through all the fucking tears, like I'm slowly building up confidence in myself that I can do things that I don't want to do, that I don't think I can do. All day today I've been wanting to say, just make jokes and be like, I can't fucking do that, or that's fucking hard, or all day, and that's been my life, has been me making those jokes and me saying those things and me believing them. And today, I just keep realizing, like, man, I just keep shutting myself down before I even give myself a shot to do shit. So it's not easy for me to be quiet and it's not easy for me to say I can do it or to not complain or to not say that's hard or I don't think I can do that and to just shut up and fucking do it even though I don't believe in myself that I can't do it. But I'm fucking doing it. So, you know, I'm putting in the most effort I can, and literally the rest is up to God. There's no more that I can do for myself than what I'm doing. So I really, 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 really pray that things get better for me. And that life gets easier, and that hopefully I see a point to being alive and to doing things and to being alone, and hopefully I'll get to a place where God thinks I'm ready for a relationship, that God blesses me with a companion or a partner or somebody, because that's what I want. So it's another one of them days, another one of them nights. But hopefully it's not for nothing. So that's it. I love you. Gregory, I love you. You're doing a great job. Just fucking trust, man. God has got plans, bro. Just keep going and your mind will be blown, and that's all I can tell you. I can't promise you shit. You're gonna have to believe it. Just keep swimming, baby. Just keep swimming. I fucking love you.